morning. I am so excited today to be able to introduce, or I would say let's reintroduce the Diana Today program. I have some exciting news, and in just a few moments I'm going to be introducing a very, very special friend of mine that's going to help us walk through some of the changes that are taking place here on Diana Today. But before we introduce my friend, I want to be able to share a few things from my heart. First of all, I stand in a place of gratitude of everything that God has done through the years of me walking with Him, and I can be here all night telling you stories. But I want to narrow it down to showing my gratitude for Him granting me the opportunity of taking Diana Today to a whole different level. And so I have some exciting news to share with you. Diana Today will be housing, I say housing, the Let's Talk Live talk show program that's going to be coming up very, very soon. We have live coaching sessions that are already ongoing. We've partnered with quite a few business coach professionals that are going to be able to assist you in your career goals and some of the challenges that you and I face in the workplace. I'm also going to be holding some very impactful, and I want to say impactful because a lot of times I find myself in conversations with other people and I think, man, I should have recorded this. Well, now we're going to take webinars. We're going to share with you some of those things that are going to empower you to be a better you. Whether you're a male or female, whatever walk you are in life, we want to be able to empower you to be a better you. And so we're going to be sharing that. And also, I'm in the middle of writing a book called Shipwreck to Purpose. And that book will be just a riveting story of my journey to purpose. And my latest news is that Diana Today will now be available in Español. For those of you that have been requesting for this programming to go in Spanish, and it really is for me an honor because it touches my roots. God called me to serve His people since I was 19 years old, and God called me to the Hispanic community, and I was able to see a lot of the things that God had in store, not only for my life, but so many other people that were impacted through our ministry in Spanish. So Diana Today en Español is coming soon to DSTV, a TV program that will be in your living room very, very soon. So I'll be sharing that as well. So for now, I just want to ask you to stay tuned. I have a very special friend that's going to be joining me in just a few moments, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this journey to purpose here on Diana Today. Welcome back to Diana Today, and for me, this is a very, very special segment of our show because I get to introduce a very, very special friend of mine, and I am here today with Andrew Chapa.
Well, hello, Diana. It's nice to be here. It's a privilege and an honor to be with you today.
So it's very hard to take with you. You know that, right?
Right.
To do any show with you because you and I, we get on a roll.
We got a row and a rabbit.
Yes.
We'll chase rabbit trails.
We start with one thing and then we end up talking about all kinds of stuff. And so today we want to talk about something very particular, something very close to my heart, and I believe it's something very close to your heart as well.
Yeah, it is.
We've been on a journey for quite a bit. Andrew Chapa and his whole family, his lovely wife and his children, we met, I would say about, 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
About that, in that general aspect, yeah,
right?
2012.
And
like that.
so we serve at the same church, and we've always crossed paths, and we have mutual friends, and most of the time we would run into each other is at the gym.
Zero dark 30. Yes.
Yes, very, very early hours of the morning, and so we had a lot of our encounters were just kind of crossing. And obviously, we call him, out of term of endearment, we just call him Chapa. We don't call him Andrew at all. I don't even know you by Andrew, by the way. And so we call him Papa Chapa, actually. And so we had a lot of, crossing moments.
Yes.
We had moments at the gym, where, you spoke, came and greeted me, or I got to greet your lovely wife, and we just kind of crossed. We had crossings in the lobby of the church.
Yes.
Okay, I know in one particular time, I had just, left, or I was heading out, and I think the lobby was pretty empty, and you turned around and you said, hey, let me talk to you, and it was quite a download that you gave me.
Yes.
But in the most part, it was always, well, thanks, Chapa, and I needed that, a hug, and then I wouldn't see you for months. But then something happened last year around this time, actually.
Yes, it was about this time.
It was around this time, and I think it was around April.
Yes.
That I was at the gym at approximately like 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Yes, because
So,
yes.
so aside from being like maybe half asleep because the pre-workout hadn't kicked in yet, there was something for me beyond it being so early. Because I'm pretty good at getting up and working out at the early hour. That wasn't it.
No.
So my question to you then, what was it that you saw that day?
Well, we were about to leave. Lisa and I were about to leave the gym, and we saw you, and you were training with one of your friends, and the look on your face was not the Diana I knew.
Right.
The warrior, the strong lady that I know, that lady was not, the face you wore was not you. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but we need to talk.
Yes.
And I said, I told you, I was very direct. I said, we do not need to see that. I don't need to see that face ever again.
Ever.
Again. That is not you.
Right. And so that opened the door, right? For you left. I think there was a seed that was planted in your heart, not just to walk away. And we didn't really get into much conversation.
No.
And I don't think, little did you know what I was going through at that time. I had just taken on a new job opportunity, which was a major career move for a very renowned company. And after 3 months, it didn't work out. And I had, we have our plans and we have our hopes, and I had this path for myself, and it ended abruptly, and it ended so quickly. And I really, at that point, I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. And so, thankfully, God has everything orchestrated. We don't see it at the moment,
no, we don't.
but He does.
Yes, every time.
He does. Trust me when I say He does. And it hasn't been an easy journey at all. And the reason why I asked you to be on this program and this segment is because Diana today is now taking on a new look, a new feel, new plans, new everything, and you've been walking through it step by step, and you've been seeing this unfolding.
Right.
So let's go back to that season, because I left to Maine for 5 days after that look that you saw. You didn't know I had gone to Maine.
No, and I had reached out to you, and you had texted me, and it's like, well, look, I'll get back with you when I get back, right?
Yeah.
And
Can you like share the nature of that little text? I'll get back to you when I get back.
Yeah, it was, as any friend, anybody has a friend, right? And so we're friends enough to say that.
Yeah, hey, I'll get back to you.
She was very blunt and like, look, I'll get back to you when I get back to you. Like, okay, but we really need to talk.
Yes, yes.
And little did I know what you were experiencing and getting the downloads. And one particular day, I had a download to reach out to you.
Yes.
And we got disconnected, you remember?
Yes.
And I called her right back because I had a download. I had the Holy Spirit saying, no, call her back.
And this is very unique, and I'm going to share this very briefly with you. And like I said, we can go on forever.
Right.
There are friends that you can text and you're good. We're never phone call friends. No, we're just text. Like, hey, how's it going? Good. And that was it. And then we wouldn't at all. So for that phone to ring, and I was on my way to a very important, I think it was the senator that was, she was going to be announcing that she was running for senator. I'm on my way to that meeting, and my phone rings, and it was you. And I thought, he never calls me.
Right.
And so then what happened?
Well, she hung up on me and we got disconnected.
Hey, I plead the fifth on that one.
So I called her right back, and I'm like, look, and you were busy, and you're like, you were about to run into this big announcement, this big meeting, and I'm like, look, I got to talk to you.
Right.
And don't know exactly what I said, but we were talking, and it resonated. It was very powerful to the point where I could tell it was emotional. It was very emotional for you. And your comment to me is, we'll talk later.
Yes.
After I get done with my meeting, I'll give you a call.
Right.
Or I'll text you and I'll call you.
Right.
But I I got a phone call afterwards. You know how sometimes a friend will call you back? She called me back, and I'm like, okay, well, I know she's in Frisco, so it'll be a few minutes before you get home.
Right.
Or a 30-minute drive, and so we'll visit. No, she said, no, I'm coming over.
Yeah.
Diana never just comes over, right?
Right. And the thing is that Chapa did not know where I just came from. I had just been 5 days in Maine. God had just gotten a hold of me. I had been going through this process of trying to understand, now what am I going to do? I have all of these things lined up. And God gave me such a strong download in Maine that I was back with purpose, and I was back with, I'm going to do this. And I get this phone call, and you had no idea the things that God downloaded for me in Maine. And when I hear you on the other side of the phone, you're telling me the exact same things that I received in Maine, and there was no way.
No.
And then to top it off, it was already getting a little late, and I wanted to be honorable to your home, and I said, no, let me just come over, because I was in so much pain.
Right. And
I was in so much pain.
I didn't know that part, but I tell Lisa, my wife, hey, Diana's coming over, and it's not late, but it's late, and so you come over, and little did I know the downloads that I was getting, keywords that a download was like, look, I don't know what's going on, but we got to team up, because right now what I see is you have the word that resonated with me is platform.
Right.
God has given you a platform to do His work.
Right.
And the alignments that we're having is going to help that.
Right. And how just one act of obedience. Really, I mean, if you want to summarize this, if one act of obedience opened like a wide door.
Right.
Because up until that point, it would have been just in passing, friendships in passing, which is fine. We all have our life. We all have things to do. But when God aligns you with someone and there's purpose and there's an assignment, I feel that God strategically assigned you to be there at that time. And I remember that evening at your house, we had church at your house.
We did have church.
We had church at your house. I mean, my shoes were, I threw them on the ground. I mean, it was amazing. And it was not planned. It was not, but it was divinely orchestrated.
It was.
Okay? Divinely. Now, one of the things that could have happened, what could have happened is me say, thank you, Chapa, thank you. And then I could have just gone home. But God had a different plan.
Yes, He did.
And He began to knit our lives in a very special way. So, if you can just share a little bit about
so
that.
the download about platform and what orchestrated, what I had been introduced to was a health and wellness, and I know we'll talk about that later on, but a health and wellness program that would give her a platform to do not only just health and wellness, but for the calling that you have.
Right.
And that was a download I got, and the alignments with other key people that we now know. Little did I know that would help. It will help with Diana today.
Yes.
And so the alignments define our assignments.
Yes.
And that's so true.
That's right.
From then it's just marching forward and moving forward.
Right.
And here we are today.
Yes.
With a more defined picture than and that was a seed that was downloaded that day that is now part of this relaunch of Diane today.
Yeah, like an upgraded version.
Right.
Now, what you didn't know, and what most people don't always know up front, is my history.
Right.
You had no idea.
I had no idea.
The only Diana he knew was one in the cat, lifting weights, and that's it. That's as much. And occasionally at church, but you had no idea until you started talking to me, and then listening to my vision.
Right.
And what God has assigned me to do for years now, that I've been working on for years, and it's always been from day one about empowering women, empowering individuals, whether they be male or female. But of course, we're going to resonate.
Right.
I'm going to resonate with women. And right now, God has opened a platform to align with powerful entrepreneur women that are lovers of God, kingdom-minded women that are serving the kingdom through their business and being successful at it in so many platforms. And one of them is Kiani.
Kiani, yes.
Kiani,
yes.
Kiani. And just recently, I believe it was just a couple of weeks ago, there was a conference where they shared about the women in Kiani and highlighting and showcasing these successful women, and their stories are amazing.
Right. One of those dynamic women that I'm sure we'll get to know, as you already know, but the audience will get to know, is Amy Seaver.
Yes,
and
yes,
I wanted
absolutely.
that alignment because she's already proven track record in the industry of entrepreneurship and also a kingdom woman. And so those were things that I wanted you to have. And so little did we know that it would unfold the way it has folded.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
So I'm so excited for the future and what tomorrow looks like.
Right. And so, just so I can recap, because we're going to be here, we could be here so much longer, but just to recap, since that day that you saw that face, right, at the gym, and it wasn't the normal, it wasn't business as usual, it wasn't it wasn't a normal day, through that, you've also seen my journey. You've seen my moments of uncertainty. You've seen my moments of, what is God going to do now? Like, what am I supposed to do? And I would think that every other day I would call you and say, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my God. He actually did this. And so now I'm in a whole different place in my life. I'm now going to be hosting two talk shows, Let's Talk Life, and I'm also going to be doing Diana Today en Español.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it was something that, did I know back then? No. That God was just going to walk me down this path. And so now I have the opportunity to empower other women, other individuals, whether male or female, but showcasing specifically successful entrepreneur women that are making a difference for the kingdom, for their families, and then also being able to speak into their life.
Right.
Because a lot of women that I've come in corporate myself, being in corporate for quite a few years, I've encountered women that behind the suits or behind the skirts and behind the briefcase, there's a woman that may be hurting, that has experienced pain, that has experienced other things that a lot of us have. And I get the privilege of speaking into the lives of these women. And so, Chapa,
wow.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. What a blessing, what an honor. I look forward to the future.
And I look forward to what God has for us. And so stay tuned to what God is doing here on Diana Today. And we'll be sharing a lot more. This will not be the last time that Chapa will be a guest on our program, but do check us out on dianatoday.com. And there you'll be able to find a lot of the things that are going on, our life coaching, business coaching as well, and also the launch of the book, From Shipwreck to Purpose. Well, I will be sharing in more detail the story of how God led me to purpose and brought me here today. So thank you for tuning in today. Thank you, Chapa. And we'll be seeing you soon.